You know, if the Selke Trophy was around during the heyday of this great player, he probably would have won it. A very, very strong defensive player, a great guy, loved by his teammates, his family, his friends. The pride of Sault Ste. Marie, who put hockey on the map long before the Espositos. Marty Pavelich has passed away at the age of 96. He was a Canadian ice hockey left winger, playing 10 seasons for the Dynasty Detroit Red Wings of the National Hockey League from 47 until 57. He's also the last surviving member of the Red Wings' vaunted 1950 Stanley Cup squad. He played 3 seasons of junior hockey with the OHA's Galt Red Wings, which was a Red Wings affiliate at the time, in Galt, Ontario. He played 74 regular season games for the squad, scoring 52 goals with 66 assists for a total of 118 points. Now, born November 6, 27, in Sault Ste. Marie, the 5'11", 168-pound left winger was well known for his shadow style. He joined the Red Wings in 1947, playing a total of 634 regular season NHL contests, scoring 93 goals and 159 assists for 252 points. But that doesn't tell the whole story. He was usually put on the best offensive player of the opposing team, and there were some good talent at the time because you had all the Maple Leafs, the Montreal Canadiens, the Bruins, and he was in the media. Some Detroit media call him Mr. Reliable, and that shows. His postseason record is 13 goals and 15 assists for 28 points in 93 games. Now, as part of the Red Wings dynasty, he played a big part, winning the Stanley Cup 4 times, 1950, 52, 54, and 55, beating the Habs in most of those final series. He also played the NHL All-Star game for all 4 of those campaigns. Now, regarded by many in the media and the fans as the unsung hero of the early 50s powerhouse Red Wing squad that also included Gordie Howe and Ted Lindsay, Wings manager Jack Adams referred to Pavelich as one of the 4 key men around whom we build our hockey club. Noted hockey journalist Stan Fischler ranked him as the 4th best defensive forward of all time in his book Hockey's 100, a personal ranking of the best players in hockey history. Now, a lot of people who saw Bob Gainey, a lot of the European players of the 70s, 80s, and 90s considered him the shadow, the original shadow. Again, considered one of the best shadows of his time. His role was check on the team's top scorers, including the likes of Maurice Rocky Richard, who said it in the published reports, he drove me nuts. Now, he left the Red Wings at the end of 57 season. He and Ted Lindsay ran a successful plastics manufacturing business together that supplied parts to the auto industry. Of course, Detroit was big in the auto industry at the time. He rejected a 58 contract that called for a minor league option. I told him I could get him a $7,000 base salary in the minors, which is a good contract, but Marty said he retired first. Detroit GM Adams said. Pavelich retired after the 57 season, rather than risk being moved away for the Wings and his business. Unfortunately, he died on June 28, 24, after a bout with ALS. I think by my memory, one of the oldest athletes to die of ALS. Now, concussion syndrome might have been a factor. The motor neuron disease has taken away a lot of athletes in recent years, and he's just one. So just to go over his rough stats, they're quite fascinating because he never scored more than 17 goals in the season. Now with Galt, he scored 8, 22, and 22 goals between 45 and 47, and at the postseason he had a point-a-game average, if not better. First season with the Red Wings, he had 4 counters in 41 regular season games, and 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points in the postseason. Now, he did play for the Indianapolis Capitals of the AHL that year with 17 points in 26 contests. Now, 49, 26 points in 60 games, 1 point in 9 playoff contests. And, of course, the Stanley Cup victory in 1950. He had 8 goals in a regular season, 23 points, but 4 big counters and 14 playoff games. He also played that year with Indianapolis, scoring 2 goals in 6 games. 51, 29 points in 67 games, 9 goals, 6 games in a postseason. 52, his best campaign in my opinion, 36 points in 68 games with 4 points in the playoffs. 53, 33 points, including 13 goals in 64 contests, 2 goals and assists for 3 points in the postseason. 54, 2-2-4, 12 games in the playoffs, 29 points in a regular season. 55, 30 points, 15 goals, and 4 points in the postseason. 56, 5 goals, 13 assists for 18 points, and 1 assist in the postseason. In the last campaign, 3, 13, 16. And a tremendous, a tremendous amount of defensive play. Now, the book Who's Who in Hockey by Stan and Shirley Fischler, if you can pick it up, that'd be great. A very interesting breakdown of what Marty meant. Now, he didn't do plus minus at the time, ladies and gentlemen. If he did, he would probably on the positive side. But he wasn't scared to take a penalty, ladies and gentlemen. He had 454 minutes in penalties in 634 regular season games, between 40 and 50 most years. So he would drop the gloves on occasion. So 93 goals in the regular season, 252 points, 634 contests, 28 points in the postseason, 13 goals, and each one of those goals were tremendous. Again, 50, 52, 54, 55. The other 1950s dynasty, you had the tail end of the Maple Leafs dynasty of the 40s and 51. Then Detroit took it over, then Montreal. So technically, there were 3 dynasties in the 50s, but for many, Detroit was the dynasty because he outlasted Montreal and only really fell behind them in the 6th straight between 56 and 60s. So Marty Pavelich, what a legendary player. I've seen him interviewed on some of the old Detroit channels and some of the Ontario media channels. Just a tremendous character. And he asked him once, and I'll never forget that. He said, "What was the best thing playing with the Detroit Red Wings?" Well, he said Gordie Howe. He would open up the games, but that was a big rivalry. Gordie Howe and Jean Beliveau. Maurice Richard and also Jean Beliveau. That was not like the Maple Leafs Montreal rivalry. You know, the old Olympia was a tough burn, eh? And I know this for a fact, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just look. I want to talk about the 55 Cup winner, and this is who he had. Okay, this is tremendous. He had Dutch rival Gordie Howe, Alec Delvecchio, Red Kelly, Ted Lindsay, Marcel Bonin, Marcel Pronovo, Marty, Glenn Scove, Johnny Wilson, Bill Dineen, Vic Stasiak, and Bob Golden. And he had Terry Sawchuk and Glenn All in net. And of course, Bingo Allen, who can forget on the defense with young Larry Hillman. Again, a very, very aggressive team, despite the fact he didn't take too many minutes of penalties. But Tony Leswick was the kind of the Saskatchewan drink that put it together. Ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing. That team at 55, they had 8 players from Saskatchewan on the squad. A lot of the young prospects, and Glenn, of course, was from Humboldt, Saskatchewan. I'll give you, because by Saskatchewan people, I have to throw left. Floral, Saskatchewan, Gordie's hometown. Okay, Humboldt, Tony Leswick, of course. Yorkton, Metro Prestal, the game-winning scorer for the Stanley Cup, one of those Stanley Cups. You had Regina, Saskatoon, Landis, and again Saskatoon again, tremendous. And ladies and gentlemen, what an interesting decade for the Detroit Red Wings, and to lose a great player like him, he will be deeply missed. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here with our NHL hockey tributes, let us know in a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.